Hi, Paula. I think that the routine that you made for Mirai is top level. It's excellent. This is something that I totally could see being like a viral clip on TikTok or on YouTube or something. It was interesting from the beginning until the end. I felt like I had a clear idea of the story you were telling with the choreography. The way that you had Mirai utilize the ice was effortless. And I also really appreciated how you were able to incorporate such interesting choreography along with skating. The movements came across so well. I was so impressed. This is something that I watched multiple times. If I have any sort of feedback, my feedback is that when you have a skater like Mirai who can hit such incredible extensions, my advice to you would be to ask your videographer when she does that spiral to pull back so that I can see the extension she's hitting. But then immediately when the videographer does come back in, I love how close we are to her and her engagement with the camera. It was phenomenal. Really excellent job. This is a routine that you would see on Stars on Ice, on anywhere. Really, I really loved it. I can't say that enough. My scores: composition, 5, execution, 5, creativity, 5. Hey Cameron, I think that this routine that you did for Jeremy was great. Jeremy as a skater can really hit some very unique positions in a way that only kind of Jeremy can do. And I think that you were able to highlight how creative of a skater Jeremy is. And I really did appreciate the way that you were able to utilize different lines and poses and positions that we don't normally see on the ice. I really appreciate how cool and interesting and different it is, but I think that if you were able to incorporate just a little bit more movement to the music, so that it's just not on the beat, I think that you can go off beat a little bit, especially if the positioning is off a little bit. Don't be afraid to continue to push yourself outside of that box, but really, really great job. My scores: composition, 3.5 stars, execution, 4 stars, and creativity, 4 stars. Hey Vashti, this routine that you did for Caitlin was really, really great. I think that I was able to feel the story that you were telling with the choreography right off the bat. I think the movements that you had Caitlin do, it really showed who and what she can do as a skater. It kind of really took me through like every emotion, right? I could see how she can be such a soft skater, and I could see how she could really hit some of those movements hard. I would love to see you have your skaters interact a little bit more with the audience or with the camera a bit more, so that I feel a little bit more pulled in to the performance. The dancing elements of the choreography really blended well with the skating, because in skating, that's the beauty of it. That's the difference between skating and dance, is that like in movement we move even if we're being still, and I think that you did that beautifully with Caitlin. Really great job. My scores: for composition, 4.5 stars, for execution, 4 stars, and for creativity, 4 stars. Hey Ryan, this routine that you made for Paulina was beautiful. I really love the way that you were able to kind of incorporate some of Paulina's signature moves of, she hits these such long extensions, and you really were able to utilize them. I think that this is a routine that I could easily see, and would honestly die to see, a high-level international skater skate to as a short program or a free skate. It had a competitive feel to it. I think that as a skater yourself who's competed on the national and international stage, that when it comes to choreography like this, I think that you can push yourself a little bit outside of your comfort zone and incorporate more movements and turns that surprised me a little bit more. It was lovely. It was a very lovely routine. I think that you can push yourself a little bit more just in that respect. That being said, for me, a real highlight and something that I thought was super interesting was that ending from the lunge into that extension. I thought that was very creative, super lovely. Again, this is a routine I would love to see a high-level skater do. I'd love to see Mariah Bell compete this. I'd love Paulina Edmonds to come out of retirement and add all of her jumps to it. It was very beautifully and very, very well done. My scores are for composition, 4 stars, for execution, 4 stars, and for creativity, 3.5 stars. Hey Jordan, this routine that you made for May was so fun. And I think as a choreographer, you want to find music that really suits your skater. I think that you did that flawlessly with May. I love the way that May engaged with the camera and with the audience. I was sucked in to her performance and the way that she was performing right to me. I loved it. I loved all of the dance sections. If I had any critique, who am I to be giving critiques? But I will. My only critique would be with these dance sections, I would push you to try to have them skate a little bit more. I thought it was super effective because it was super effective when Meg was skating and moving and still performing to the camera. And I think that some of those dance sections, if they had a bit of movement to them and a bit of like skating to them, I think that it would just elevate the entire routine. That being said, I think that you did an excellent job putting this together. My scores for composition, 3.5 stars. For execution, 5 stars. This was executed brilliantly. Creativity, 4.5 stars. Hi, Coral. This routine that you made for Ashley was beautiful. I think that it was upbeat, it was fun, it was sexy. I think that you did a really, really nice job. Again, this is a program that I could totally see Ashley performing on a Stars on Ice tour. I think that when we do choreography for our skaters, we really want to tailor and make sure all of those movements are done absolutely to their maximum potential. And for me, one thing that kind of took it out is I know that Ashley is a lefty, and that one illusion that you had her do going counterclockwise, I know Ashley could hit that harder if you asked her and just tweaked a few things and asked her to go the other direction, and it wouldn't feel a little labored, and it would be just a bit sharper on the music. And I think that that's just something to keep in mind when you're doing programs. That being said, I loved the movements that you had Ashley do. I thought that they were interesting. I thought that it blended really well with the music. And overall, again, this is something that I could easily see on a Stars on Ice tour. It was super interesting. Choreography was great. I think that you did a really nice job. My scores for composition, 4 stars, for execution, 4 stars, and for creativity, 4 stars.